Back here in Shanghai, tens of thousands of comic fans visited the Shanghai Comic Convention over the weekend to meet some of their favorite characters from the big screen and TV, including Mads Mikkelsen of Hannibal and Luke Evans of Clash of the Titans. My colleague Chen Xuan had a chance to meet Robin Lord Taylor, who was the super villain in the hit TV series based on Batman.
Gotham is a prequel of all Batman stories.
That was war. This is war. We're at war.
And its first season was a huge success in the United States.
War coming.
Young actor Robin Lord Taylor is one of the standout stars of the show, where he plays the legendary supervillain, the Penguin. The role has also earned him a big fan base here in China. And he was one of the biggest attractions at Comic Con Shanghai.
Happy birthday to you.
It's your first time in Shanghai and in China?
Yes, it is.
How do you feel the stay so far?
Oh, it's been fantastic. Just amazing. I never thought I would be part of something that would lead me to places like this, and it's just, it's opened up my world in ways, that I never expected.
I know you've been to the SHCC, we call it SHCC, the Comic Con. Mm-hmm. Have you ever expected, there are so many enthusiastic fans. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's, as an actor, you just want to work, and then to find myself in a show like Gotham that, has, just gone around the world. It's only been out for a year, and, the fact that it's touched so many people and so many people, know who I am, I mean, it's just incredible.
Compared to the US, you call it NYCC or you call it Comic Con in the United States, have you been to their events?
Yeah, I have. The biggest one in the United States is the San Diego Comic Con, and that's just incredible. It's insane. It doesn't just take place in a convention center. In San Diego, the entire city turns into the convention. It's like they transform the buildings, the trains, the cars, everything is like all about the Comic-Con. So that was a very intense experience.
I think sometimes it's about the culture. It's not really just about the comic book.
Totally, yeah, and it's become a community around the world. It really does bring people together, and to be a part of something like that is just so fulfilling.
And we talk a lot about comic books. I mean, to me, I think it's quite amazing that because we had millions of Batman stories and movies that before Gotham was put on. Have you ever had the second thought, like maybe audience don't want to watch any more Batman prequels, anymore?
Yeah, I never thought that actually, because I'm a huge Batman fan, and I know that like there's something about the Batman story that really speaks to people. He is a superhero, but he is mortal. He does not have supernatural powers. He is limited by the laws of physics, like you and I are. However, he still manages to be, this mythic character. And I think there's something in there that people, identify with. It's been around for 76 years, and people are still just as interested as they were when it first came out.
But how did you get the part?
Oh, it was actually one of the easiest audition experiences ever, which is strange to say, but it was when I got the call from my agent, they didn't tell me what the name, that it was the Penguin, and they also didn't give me the script. They just gave me a scene that didn't even take place in the show, and they had changed the names of the characters. The night before I went in, however, my agent called me and she was like, by the way, this is a show called Gotham. It's the prequel to Batman, and you're auditioning for the Penguin. And I was like, okay, and I had already, prepared it, for the audition. So I went in and I performed the scene once, and the woman turned off the camera and she was like, that was incredible, we'll be in touch. And then I found out a week later that I got the job.
I know that you did act in lots of other movies and projects and TV series before Gotham.
Yeah.
But you sort of worked very hard and waited for that golden opportunity to come.
For every job that you've been rejected for, thousands of other jobs. It's just, it's very difficult. But But I do say, like, the hardest thing about being an actor is that there's not a lot of structure, and you don't know exactly how things are gonna, play out.
Yeah.
However, the best thing about it is that at all moments, every possibility is available to you. You don't know where you're going to be, so it's exciting and exhilarating, and yet also very frustrating at the same time.
Okay, so let's talk about the TV series, the industry-wise, in both countries. Because here in China, we don't normally do seasons. It's just episodes ranging from 20 to 50. It depends on the scripts. But it seems you do seasons, and sometimes you shoot and air at the same time.
Yes, yeah. They test market the shows, and and so the network and the studio who's producing the show, they need to get a sense of how people are reacting in case they need to, rewrite things or, rework things or, and just to make it more successful. We usually get the scripts about 3 to 4 days before
3 to 4
we start
days?
shooting. Yeah, and oftentimes I'll show up to work and they'll hand me the script of what we're shooting that day, and I'll be like, oh, there's like 3 pages here that I did not memorize last night, but it's exciting, it's thrilling, and it also keeps everything very fresh, and and you don't overthink things, you just jump right in and do it, which is, I love it. Yeah.
For some of the TV series, if they're not doing very well for their first season, there might be a chance that there won't be a next season.
Right. Yes.
Because there's no channel going to book the show.
Right. Yeah. It happens all the time. Like for every successful television show, there are 10, 20 that completely failed. And so it's just a very and that's art. It's taking a risk and seeing how people respond, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.